Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Dragon Ruler Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for Post-Alliance Insight. I think it's really awesome that we got a ton of new Dragon Ruler support in the latest Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set. A bunch of new Xyz dragons for the light and dark attributes for the different Dragon Rulers, and even their baby counterparts for the main deck as well. So definitely excited to bring you this update with all the Dragon Rulers being at full power again as well, just to help with the consistency, having the new leader of the Dragon Rulers as well, being the Disaster Dragon Ruler of all Apocalypse. Let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck monsters. For the original Dragon Rulers, we are running 3 copies of each Dragon Ruler, so 3 copies of Redox, Dragon Ruler of Boulders. If this card's in your hand or graveyard, you can banish a total of 2 Earth and or Dragon monsters from your hand and or graveyard, except this card, special summon this card, and then being able to, if you control this special summon card, return it to the hand. You can discard this card or 1 Earth monster to the graveyard, target a monster in your graveyard, and special summon it. So the big play with the Dragon Rulers obviously comes down to the banish option, because if Redox is banished, you can add 1 Earth Dragon monster from your deck to your hand, giving you more search power for another Redox, or just additional search, being able to search out your different of the baby Dragon Rulers as well. So 3 Redox, 3 Blaster having the destruction power, being able to discard in a fire monster to then target a card on the field and destroy it. The banish option to search the fire dragon, and then the same banish of a dragon or fire, total of 2 monsters, not including this card, to special summon it. Also 3 copies of Tempest. Tempest, I would say, is one of the better ones because it's a dragon searcher as well, being able to add a wind dragon from your deck to your hand with that play, but also being able to discard these cards for the special summon, and then also with the banish adding the wind dragon, and also for the special summon during your opponent's turn, being able to special summon this card, return it to the hand, and then being able to add 1 dragon from your deck to your hand off of the discard of this card also. And then 3 copies of Title for the added send power, the banish power just like the other Dragon Rulers, and then the search for a baby water dragon also. For the new baby Dragon Rulers, you do want to run 3 of the new Spectral Dragon Ruler of Flickers, but with this card, I only have the 2, so we have 3 copies here that you definitely do want to run. You can discard this card in 1 Dragon and or Light monster to add 2 Dragon Ruler monsters from your deck to your hand, except Spectral Dragon Ruler of Flickers. You can banish this card from your graveyard, this card in 1 Dragon or Light monster, then target 1 Chasma Dragon Ruler of Auroras in your graveyard and special summon it. So with this card, you're going to use 1 Spectral Dragon Ruler of Flickers effect per turn, and what's that turn? That being our new Xyz monster that we can go into, being the light variant, being our Chasma Dragon Ruler of Auroras. So you have that added search power to give you your 2 Dragon Ruler monsters to then be able to Xyz into that monster in the form of this card, also setting up the 2 dragons you may need for the banish of 1 of those cards, and also the 1 copy of Nebulous Dragon Ruler of Mishaps. You can discard this card and 1 dragon or dark monster, target 2 of your banished Dragon Ruler monsters with different attributes, except for Nebula Dragon Ruler of Mishaps. Special summon them, but they cannot attack this turn, but you're going to use them for Xyz plays anyway. But you will only run the 1 Nebulous because it's more or less another search we can get off of Spectral Dragon, and needing cards in the banish to be able to use it to begin with anyway. And then also with this card, you can banish it from your graveyard. This card in 1 dragon or dark monster, target 1 Eclipse Dragon Ruler of Catastrophes in your graveyard and special summon it. You can only use 1 Nebulous Dragon Ruler effect per turn, and only once that turn, but being able to grab the dark attribute variant as well, being Eclipse Dragon Ruler of Catastrophes, giving you more of a destruction play, which we'll go over when we get to the extra deck. For the other babies, we're running 1 copy of Stream, 1 Reactant, 1 Lightning, and then 1 Burner for the additional search we can get with these cards, and then having the discard of another dragon monster with these cards also to be able to search out and special summon the respected Dragon Ruler for each one of the baby variants. And then for the rest of the main deck, just the hand trap lineup of 3 Mulcharmy Foolos, 3 Ash Blossom, and then also the 2 copies of our Droll Lockbird. If you don't have Foolos, you can always replace it with another hand trap, Nibiru, Ghost Mortar, Moonlit Chill, you name it, for that final spot. for the spells, trying out 3 copies of Here There Be Dragons. This is a new spell from the set. You special summon 1 Dragon Ruler monster from your hand, graveyard, or banishment. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you can Xyz summon 1 Dragon Ruler Xyz monster using only Dragon Ruler monsters. And also you control. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target any number of your banished Dragon Rulers with different attributes, return them to the graveyard. You can only use 1 Here There Be Dragon effect per turn, and only once that turn. So whether it be your special summon to then go into an Xyz play, or the return of your banished cards to then be able to reuse those Dragon Rulers for all the ones you banished. If you want to try out some other numbers, I'm mixing around the number of Dragon's Ravine that I also run in the deck, but mixing around also just with the different setup for Here There Be Dragons. I also run 3 copies of Sacred Sword of 7 stars. You banish 1 level 7 monster from your hand or face up from the side of the field to draw 2 cards. You can activate 1 Sacred Sword per turn, but it's draw power, setting up more banish as well to activate the banish effects of the Dragon Rulers, and then just being able to rely on that draw thanks to this spell. The 1 copy of Dragon Ravine, and then the 1 Call by the Grave, and the 1 triple Tactics talent to finish off the main deck spells, with the traps just being 3 copies of the Infinite Impermanence, because any of the dominance cards would contradict the good majority of the deck since we run all the different attributes for our different Dragon Rulers. For the extra deck, we're running the 1 copy of Disaster Dragon Ruler of All Apocalypse, needing 2 rank 7 monsters. So you use your rank 7 monsters to overlay into this card. If it's Xyz summon, you can target up to 4 level 7 Dragon Ruler monsters in your graveyard and or banishment, attach them to this card as material. Then you can banish all monsters from your opponent's field and graveyard with the same attribute as this card as materials. You can only use this effect of Disaster Dragon Ruler of All Apocalypse once per turn. And while this card has light, dark, earth, water, fire, wind, Dragon Ruler monsters as material, it gains 4,600 attack and defense and is unaffected by other card effects, which you'll use the 2 Dragon Ruler Xyz monsters to make it, and then attach the other 4 Dragon Rulers onto this card as material. So this makes it the true king of all the Dragon Rulers. I think it's really, really awesome for a final boss monster, with our other ones being the 1 Chasma Dragon Ruler of Auroras. If you want to run 2 copies of this card, you can drop down one of our other rank 7 monsters that we run in the extract for a 2nd copy of this card. Quick effect, you can send 1 level 7 Dragon Ruler from your deck to the graveyard and detach 1 from this card. This effect becomes that sent monster's effect that discards itself to activate, and if this card is destroyed by battle, or this card in the owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 level 7 Dragon Ruler from your graveyard or banishment, just giving you more resources and being able to copy the other Dragon Rulers thanks to this card. The 2 copies of Eclipse Dragon Ruler of Catastrophes. If it's Xyz summon, you can target a level 4 or lower Dragon Ruler monster in your graveyard or banishment, special summon 1 level 7 Dragon Ruler monster that is mentioned on that targeted card, or banishment, then shuffle the target monster into the deck, making use of the baby dragons to summon out the bigger ones. And when your opponent activates a spell or trap effect, quick effect, you can detach 2 from this card, negate the activation, and banish that card. So that working in tandem very well with our light dragon variant, depending on what we want to summon onto the field. Also the 1 Draco Sack, along with the 1 Big Eye, the 1 number 76, which can be taken out for a 2nd copy of the Chasma Dragon Ruler of Auroras, the 1 Gaia Dragon, and then the 1 Divine Arsenal Zeus for the rest of the Xyz monsters. For the Link monsters, 2 copies of Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres for the special summon power for our additional dragons, and then the bounce power it has as well. The 1 copy of Striker Dragon for just setting up more dragons in our graveyard for the banish. 1 Triple Burst Dragon, 1 Saryuja, and then the 1 SP Little Knight. If you want to take out the SP Little Knight, you can always put in a Dragoonity Knight Romulus to search out the Dragon Ravine as well for the spell lineup for this spot. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, the Xyz power is definitely a big part of it. So using our Spectral Dragon to discard this card and 1 other dragon monster, as long as we have that other dragon monster, we can go for the discard of these 2 cards and add 2 Dragon Ruler monsters from our deck to our hand, except for Spectral Dragon, going for just the 2 preferred searches there. And then also being able to use the added banish for our search. So we can go for the title banish for the Redox to summon onto the field, or the title as well. This will then activate the title to add a water dragon from our deck to our hand. We can then go for the additional search of our stream, and then the other dragon monster as well for the banish, discarding this card in 1 dragon type or water monster. So discarding these 2 then to the graveyard can special summon the additional title from our deck to the field, and then from there we have the overlay power from just those 2 dragon rulers in our hand to overlay into the needed Chasma ruler, being able to send a level 7 dragon ruler from our deck to the graveyard. So then we have a pop effect if we send cards like Blaster to the the graveyard, having the additional banish of those 2 monsters to get out our blaster onto the field. Then we can activate the effect of the banish redox, searching out an additional earth monster for that play. And then from there, we just need the 1 additional dragon monster in our hand. So if we have 1 additional dragon, all the better, because then we can discard those 2 to use the effect of either or of those monsters that we haven't used already to then summon out the additional monster and then give us the overlay into our final Xyz monster, being our Eclipse Dragon, having the 2 Xyz monsters to use their own effects, but then we can overlay the 2, having the 4 needed dragons for the banish and setup to then summon out our Disaster Dragon, Ruler of Apocalypse, and then the equip of our needed 4 dragons for the ones we mentioned before to attach onto this card as well when it is Xyz summoned, targeting the monsters in your graveyard and or banishment, and then having all 6 different attributes onto our 4600 attack point boss monster. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Definitely an awesome deck. I wasn't a big fan when Dragon Rulers initially came out, but I really do like what they've become as a deck for their added setup with this new support. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.